guys, how you doing tonight? So what we are doing here today is we are working on a GMC 2500 heavy duty Duramax with an Ellison transmission, and what we are doing on this is we're doing the ball joint on this side, lower ball joint. We have the arm that has the upper ball joint, and then we're going to also do the tie rod as well. So we're going to get all this pulled apart. We have started to get everything pulled apart. We got the caliper off. You got two 21 mil bolts to get that off this bracket here. We've also started to take, there's 4 bolts back here. We've got some of them out already. There's 2 here and then 2 on the other side. You've got to get those out and we're going to take the caliper and rotor all off together, or not the caliper, but the wheel bearing and the rotor all off together. We just got to take our 36 mil nut off here, and yeah, so we'll on there good. Good drop. Well, I haven't taken the bolt right off the okay. So as you can see, we have the knuckle off here now. It's right over here. So tie rod, we're going to change this. Back on the tie rod, right back into here, back where my finger is, there's a couple, like it's flat on 4 sides. That's where we got to get a wrench so we can get this part off. Because if you try to take your jam nut off, this whole thing will spin right back to there, and it'll just like this. It just spins and it's no good after that. So anyway, we are going to take off our sway bar. It's going to lower this, make it a little easier to get everything back together. And then we got to get this ball joint out of here and get this arm off of here. But we do have to mark our adjusters here in that respect. So we're going to do that on both sides. We're going to mark those before we loosen them up and take those off. And then once we're kind of along the way here, we'll show you what else we have to do. Okay, there we go. You can see we have the control arms out. So what we're going to do next is we'll probably work on our tie rod here, get our sway bar disconnected, and then we'll get this up out of the way. Actually, get that up of the way. We're going to tackle that next. Okay guys, so we do have the new ball joint in the bottom. We did a moog in here, and we just got to put the grease fitting on this. So we'll get that. When you're putting ball joints in, just be cautious. Do it slow. Don't go crazy fast, anything of that sort, but it's yeah, it's not too bad. We got her all done. So now we'll get our upper controller arm in. We'll probably do this here first. We'll disconnect our sway bar, and then we'll get our upper control arm in, and we'll go from there. But yeah, my light's on a motion, so we're on this side of the garage. Anyway, hope you're enjoying the video. If you do have any questions anywhere along the way, don't hesitate to holler. Okay, so as you can see, we have our tie rod end in, and we have our upper arm in. And if you look on, like, we got to get an alignment anyway. What I did is I marked, you can see on that one a little bit better, I marked the bracket, and then I marked the little stud that's there for the alignment. So that's what I did on all these, just to try and keep them so that they're close to being aligned. he's got to go for an alignment anyway afterwards, but this way here it's just pretty close, so getting there is not going to be an issue. We won't have a big tire wear, or this thing's not going to be wandering all over the road in that respect. But anyway, we're going to get this thing jacked up. We're going to get the knuckle back on. What we're going to attempt to do without removing our sway bar disconnect is just jack it up underneath here and lift this up so we can get everything together, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we have our knuckle on here now. One thing that I like to do is to use some anti-seize. You can see here, got some anti-seize on here as well as in here. Just makes everything a little bit easier to get apart when it is that time to do so. But we just got to tighten up our bottom nuts there, tighten that one, and then our ball joint there, we got to tighten that nut up. We got cotter pins to put in the tie rod and then the bottom ball joint, and then we'll get that set up. And then it's just a matter of getting our wheel bearing and caliper, or wheel bearing and rotor back on, and we'll get this going here. First time we've both dove into this truck. I've never driven, never worked on a heavy duty one before. Everything is just a lot bigger. Like I've got a Jeep, but this, just everything's just lots bigger, a lot heavier in that respect. So, but it's pretty much the same thing. But anyway, I just hope you're enjoying the video. It's a pretty simple thing to do. Just have to take your time, and yeah, I don't think it's anything crazy, but just have all your right pieces. It's helpful to have an impact, air impact, and then you're going to need a couple of breaker bars as well, because you will use that. Right now when we do the, we're going to tighten that upper ball joint there. We do need an Allen wrench to do that. I am not sure the size of it. I'll tell you what size it is once we figure that out. I did it once, but then I stuck everything back in the drawer again. So anyway, just stay tuned. Okay, so we do have everything torqued up. We got all our cotter pins in now. We're just going to give everything a squirt of grease in that respect. We didn't have to take off the sway bar, which was nice. But our next thing that we are going to do is we will get the rotor and the bearing on, the sealed bearing. We'll get that on, and again, it's the 4 bolts that you can see the bolt holes there. We'll get those on, and okay, there we go. Yeah, that pops in there. So we're just buttoning up this side here.
Does it go behind?
Yeah, behind there. Getting the sensor done up, and then that goes. Oh, that probably goes up above. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, there's a hole in there somewhere. Yeah, we'll take a look at it here. Take a look in a second. But anyway, so we got everything done. We got our caliper on. That's all tight. We tightened up all our control arms, our ball joints. Got our little cap. We got our 36 mil nut on the axle. Things of that sort. So she is pretty much complete. It's just a matter of getting the tire put on, and then we got to put the sway bar on the other side. But that's all she wrote. This is actually a pretty easy job to do. If you guys do have any questions at all, don't hesitate to holler at us. This is Trevor's truck. There he is there, but